This is Jordan. This video is being recorded on the evening of Sunday, October 29th, 2023. Hope you all had a great weekend. In this video, going to talk about the the outlook for gold and silver this coming week and a little bit beyond. But first, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, let's get right into the video. I want to make this quick because I have more than one or two charts. 3 charts to be precise. Just focusing on gold in this video, a little bit on silver. We'll leave the gold and silver stocks to next week because I really think that you're not going to see the mining stocks, the gold stocks really outperform gold until you get a clear breakout, until you see gold trading above 2,100, 2,200. That's when sentiment towards the sector is going to get really positive. That's when people are going to go into those other areas. So that's why the focus now should be entirely on gold, at least in the short term. So looking at gold, closed last week at $19.99. Now, this is a continuous contract. The closes are at 1 p.m. They don't include that thinner trading session, which actually closes at 4 p.m. And, the close was much higher, 2016, 2013, something like that. So this contract right now, as I am recording this video, is trading at about 2013. So we'll see if those last bit of gains at the very end of Friday, we'll see if those hold or not. But if you go back to here, which is about 8 months ago, you have 7 out of 8 months tested 2,000. You could see the last month, September, this is the only month in the last 8 where you did not test 2,000. Now, this is the highest monthly close, 2009. But, when we see all these tick marks here where all these months where gold is traded above and, it really failed to hold near the highs, closed below 2,000. We can see the significance of this 2,000 resistance. So I think you're going to, 2011, 2012 monthly close. That's not going to give you a major breakout. We need to see something, 2025, 2030. That close, to me, would indicate a breakout, or at least that the market is on its way to breaking out immediately in the daily and weekly sense. So the monthly close is coming up on Tuesday. We have 2 more days of trading. 2009 is the monthly high. Again, want to see, 2025, 2030, something like that. That's what's going to qualify as a breakout. Nevertheless, really strong candle here this month. Gotta love it. So that's the story with the monthly chart. The weekly chart, you have this close here, and then you have a close here, and so you have those 3 closes, which are in the 2025 to 2028 range. So, and you can see here, there's some. Again, this is a weekly chart. There's some weeks here where the market it tested 2025, it came back. This was last spring, basically. So, what we're looking at as far as the weekly chart, 2,000 is the weekly resistance. Gold is battling that right now. If you're a bull, you could say it's chewing through it. So that's the first weekly resistance. Then you have, call it 2025, or you could say, 2025 to 2030. So that is what we need to see as far as gold moving above to qualify for a weekly breakout. So again, monthly breakout coming on Tuesday, we want to see a close above, 2020, 2025, something like that, where it really leaves a little doubt that it's a breakout. And if it does that, we'll see if gold can hold those gains the rest of the week or even manage to push higher. And so if it does push higher at the end of this coming week, 2025, 2030, that's the weekly level. Now, moving on, we'll talk a little bit about silver here. These are the daily charts. We have gold, silver here. The point about silver is really lagging. The gold-silver ratio, I believe, closed at a 7-month high. I apologize for not including it in the video. It closed at 87. It has upside to 91, even 96, 97. So you can see here, look where gold is. It's trading right at the peak of where it was in the summer. I mean, that would put silver almost near 26. So silver, look, it closed last week at 22.89. It's a little bit higher. I think it's at 23 now. But nevertheless, this is relatively weak action compared to what's going on in gold. And again, gold doesn't have that much overhead resistance. I mean, this is a daily chart. It looks like it. Call it 2050 on the daily chart. But we talked about the weekly and the monthly. Silver has a lot to chew through. If you're looking at a monthly chart on silver, There's 28 as monthly resistance, 25 as monthly resistance. Silver has not made a monthly close above 25 since over here, basically. So silver is lagging, and looking at the gold-silver ratio, it's probably going to continue to lag here in the short, a little beyond the short term. So what happens if gold trades up to 2050 on the daily and gets really close to making a daily breakout? I would guess silver could get pretty close to 25. Maybe maybe right here, kind of 24 and a half. There is some resistance there. And the reason is, look at the gold-silver ratio. It's at 87. If it goes to that 91 target and you do a 2050 divided by 91, that gives you like 23. So, and look, this happens sometimes. Go back to the early 2000s. Silver bottomed in 2001. Gold made the double bottom. But the gold-silver ratio did not bottom or did not peak in favor of silver, I think, until 2003. So that's one comparison when we're looking at major breakouts in gold and silver. I know I've done a video on this. I'm trying to find it. But you look at all the major breakouts in gold, what happens is gold typically makes a breakout, gold outperforms first, and then silver, whether it be a couple months or even 6 or 8 or 9 months, then silver makes a breakout. So if we see gold breaking out over 2050, running to 2100, yes, we'll probably see silver moving up here towards 26, maybe even 27, 28. But looking at history, gold breaking out, that doesn't immediately mean silver is going to break out. Yes, it's really bullish for silver, but just be careful on getting too bullish on silver here in the very short term. So that's just another angle to consider. So with all that said, or one more thing, gold, short term, if one scenario is, gold trades up to 2050, it doesn't break out, but then it comes back and retests this area, 1980, maybe even 1960 or so. I pointed out how gold, before it breaks out, it usually retests the 150-day moving average. I talked about this in the summer right here. That test failed. This is the 200-day, not the 150-day. So it wouldn't be surprising to see gold kind of continue this. Then it kind of corrects back like this, tests the 150-day before it eventually breaks out. So just another scenario to think about. That's all for this video. Thank you for tuning in. Leave me a comment. I'll talk to you again in the next video.